We've got a house facing north with a patio at the front, so the bulk of the windows are in that front area, plus the French door. On the east side, you've got the two narrow windows to let in light but not the heat. And on the back, not much happening because all the utilities are out here. So you've got one window, which is a kitchen window facing out the back. So I might have to put a few shrubs to clean that up a bit or make it look a bit more attractive. On the east side, to protect the house, is a carport. Also houses the panels and a straight driveway with an option to turn. This is a cabin primarily designed for a couple with the option of using a sofa bed for one or two guests, mainly children, however. So it's really a couple's getaway. Three areas. You've got the patio at the front here, again, all north facing. Um, Behind it is the roofed area, the living space, and then to the right is the carport and utilities section, which also houses the solar panels. At the back are the two water tanks and all the other ugly stuff which you won't see, but is essential to it. If we look at the floor plan then, we're looking at a place which is 4.8 metres by 9.7, 9.8 metres circa. That's the main living area, excluding the bathroom. So the guests would drive in here in the carport. They would walk into the mudroom, take off their dirty boots, maybe get some linen out of the linen closet, then walk into the main living area where to your right you've got your kitchen with a fridge, um, stove, oven, kitchen sink, and then this galley kind of arrangement here. And then immediately opposite, you've got your dining room table set up for two chairs. But if you need to have two more people sitting around there, you can just drag it out because there's enough space there to sort of to accommodate four people without it being too cramped or too inconvenient. Then there's a wood stove and heater. Again, I tried to locate it sort of halfway between the kitchen and the living area to serve both purposes. Speaking of the living area, made up of a two-seater sofa and a single-seater chair as well, all facing to some degree the French doors which look out over the patio, then over the view. And you'll notice the sofa is offset from the wall because you've got this box here which represents a European bed which is fixed to the wall and can just sort of fold out. I thought that'd be better than a sofa bed. It's just a bit more comfortable. And again, there's plenty of space if you had to sort of roll that sofa out of the way and either put it sort of here where these curtains are or in front of the kitchen. But it can be accommodated. Again, a little bit tight, but it's sort of doable, not too inconvenient. Then the third section, as I said, divided by those curtains, is your bedroom, made up of a double bed. And on one side, you've got, it says pantry, but it's a wardrobe. Couldn't find a wardrobe. Um, on that side, and then little seat at the front, and your little writing desk in this corner with just a chest down there. Entrance, sorry, that's the only entrance in and out is through the mudroom. To the patio, it's through these French doors. If we have a look, oh, sorry, in the bathrooms just down here again through the mudroom. I kind of like this configuration with the toilet accessible through the mudroom, so it gives you a nice sort of separate space to go through, a third room to go through. Now, placing the cameras, if we walk in through the mudroom, what you would see is that timber ceiling, a timber feature at one end and also behind me on the other end would be timber, so you'd have two walls which are concrete. And again, obviously the timber is just to soften it up a bit. I thought the kitchen would be all timber, heavy, sort of dark, to give it that cozy kind of feeling. And I'll just show you. So if you're sitting in, let me place another camera, put it here on the dining table and looking at the at the kitchen, you kind of see that. So I wanted the kitchen area to be sort of spacious enough to invite people to view it as a cooking weekend or a potential cooking weekend. It's just another marketing angle, but if the kitchen's too pokey, well, it kind of makes that a bit difficult. But the galley gives you a little bit more bench space to allow you to do that, and also contains all the food and stuff in that area. That's just a pantry there next to the stove. Looking out from the kitchen, if you're standing there cooking, not much of a view at the back, because remember you've got those water tanks and all the other ugly stuff. But looking this way, you're looking out, you've got a nice view through those two windows, or the French doors and the windows, as well as the fire. So that's sort of a cozy arrangement. If I just spin that around a bit. Yep. So as I turn, again, it's just sitting in the kitchen here. You get to see the sofa and the bed. So nice and cozy, but again, three separate distinct spaces that they're in. If we place the camera on the sofa, let's say you're sitting here, chilling out, you would get a view straight out through those French doors, which may be a little bit small. I don't know whether to make a third one or make them a bit bigger. Not quite sure what to do with that one. And again, from there, oops, wrong way. If I spin it out there, you're sitting there, so you've got the kitchen right next to you. And yeah, that's the other timber wall there, just as I said, just to soften it up a bit. And then from the bed, if you're sitting on the bed, lounging, sleeping in, you would be looking at two windows, two long narrow windows. I kind of just did that sort of a feature really. I could have had just one larger window, so I'm not, again, not sure which way to go with that one. It just, I tend to lean towards long skinny windows for some reason. But again, this is a nice little cozy area with your bed, your desk, and your suitcases and stuff can either sit on this trunk or in the wardrobe that I showed you just before. The other one then, I'll just place it just here as you walk through the French doors in. You are looking back straight at that. So that's that, the bed, the wall bed that, you know, put a bit of timber there so it can actually be a little feature in its own right somehow. And from the outside, I'll go backwards if it lets me. If I was, come on, there we go. To go backwards, again, this dark timber is the shutters on either side. It's a bit out of proportion there. But yeah, I wasn't sure whether to put another big window there, with a bit more, those two smaller ones there. Room for a sunken chair, etc., and some vegetation on that wall, obviously. And then a bit of lavender, because kangaroos don't eat lavender, eat just about everything else.